And we're live. Awesome. Okay, Team Impact, I am super excited to introduce to you my personally sponsored coach, Dawn Mabry. I'm going to share my screen since she's called in. That way you can see her face as she's talking and her story. Dawn has been a coach with me for a while now, but she actually has been following me. I would call her one of my quiet stalkers for a while before she joined me. But Dawn started with me as a client, and then I feel like for Dawn, one of her turning points, at least for my side, was when she went to a Super Saturday and actually connected with the Arkansas team and met Lauren for the first time. And I feel like that was a big turning point for Dawn for her vision in this business. And she's just been on fire since then. She hit Diamond this year and has just leaps and bounds. She recently told her employer her plans to cut her hours and eventually leave her job in the next few years. So that's very exciting. And I'm basically going to open it up, let Dawn share her story with you, and then we're going to go through some takeaways and some tips that you guys can actually use to apply to your business. So be sure that you have your notebooks out and you're taking notes. So go ahead, Dawn, and I'd love to hear your story and let you share that with the team and inspire them.
Okay, great. Hi, guys. I am so honored and so excited to be here. Like Amy said, my name is Dawn Mabry. I am a Diamond Beachbody coach. I am a personally sponsored coach of Annie Reed. And in a little bit, I'll kind of tell you how I came across Annie. And I'm from Arkansas, and I have lived here all my life. I live in Fayetteville, which is the northwest corner of the state. And for you that are not familiar with the area, it's the home of the University of Arkansas and of the Razorbacks, if you're a sports fan. And I actually work, my full-time job is at the university. I work in development, which is the fundraising unit, and I actually am a trainer. So I train kind of behind the scenes how to use the database that we use. And what's really, really funny about that is that, and what's actually kind of funny that I'm a Beachbody coach, is that although I love to talk to people and customer service is my jam, like I love it, I think it's my gift, I'm so good at it, I hate public speaking. And I mean, I have this horrific phobia of it and have all my life, but I was determined to overcome it. And so literally the last 10 years, I have worked on getting better and better at public speaking. And now my job that pays me is as a trainer. So anyway, just never give up. Keep going after what you want, because if you want it bad enough, you can get there. I am proof of that. But just a little bit personally about me. I am married. I have 3 daughters. Their ages 11, 9, and 5 today. My youngest baby, she turns 5. Her birthday is actually today, and I'm a little bit in disbelief of that. But, they got to grow up. So something really unique about my family that is that we are livestock owners, and we show pigs, and we raise them kind of on a small scale, and then we just purchase them, and we show pigs at the local level, at the state level, and the national level, and we just go all over, showing our pigs, and we work our butts off literally every night trying to get them ready. And so it's kind of an analogy. What I kind of compare our pig show business and our pig show hobby and what we do with our girls to the Beachbody business, because we spend hours day in and day out getting our pigs ready. We clean them, we clean their pens, we wash our pigs, we exercise them, we pay close attention to the feed, we adjust the feed as we go along, and it is a lot of work, like day after day, and you do not see the rewards of your work until you go to the show ring, and then you may or may not see your rewards. You might get that ribbon, but you might not. So, we don't do it for the ribbons. We do it for, just what we get to do as a family. And we preach this to our kids constantly. We're not doing this for the awards. We do it because we get to do this together. And, all the responsibility that we learn and everything that goes with that. And it reminds me of the Beachbody business, because you just seem like you're in the trenches, like you're reaching out to people, you're not getting any responses, or you're getting a lot of no's. And you think, is it worth it? But then you get that one yes of that person maybe that you just know needs your help, and it just makes it all worth it. And so, that's just My analogy is just keep going because it's worth it. Because when you get those yeses, you're just like, wow, I'm able to help that person, and that fires you up to keep going to help the next person. But I wanted to tell you my why, because I think that's important in, kind of where I am today. And my why is it's twofold. And my biggest inspiration is that I have spent so much of my life not happy with myself and not happy with my body and where I was. And I just think that you just never, ever, ever know what that one thing that you might say to someone, that might like spark them to really take off and to think, wow, I can do this. I don't have to live my life, being sad when I get dressed or being sad when I look in the mirror. And as you can tell, this is the why that makes me cry, but I just do not ever want anyone to be in that spot. And so every time, that I just keep reaching out, because I think that I might have that one word of hope to give to that one person that needs it on that day. And so that's just worth it to me. And I just know that there are so many people, sitting there in despair. They don't have the tools. They don't have the confidence. They don't have anyone that believes in them. And I don't want that for anyone. So I keep on, and that's why I do this. And so that's kind of my first reason, the whole reason that I even started in this business in the first place, because I didn't want anyone to feel how I have felt, and I know that there are many that are. But then kind of as I got started, I just kind of realized the potential. And I saw Annie and I saw the other coaches, and I thought, I've never thought that I would not be able to work an 8-to-5 job. I thought that was just my destiny, that's just what I was going to have to do. I'm going to have to, put food on my table, put pig feed in my pig's pen. If I want to, just live a comfortable life, then I have to work 8-to-5. And then I just kind of started to realize that, wow, maybe I don't have to do that. Maybe I can make an income another way. And wow, what if I can do it by inspiring people to get off their couch and to eat some healthy food? It almost sounds too good to be true, but then I see people like Annie, and I just think, if Annie can do it, we obviously know how special Annie is and what drive she has. But at the same time, I'm like, if Annie can do it, if Lauren can do it, if all these people can do it, then I can do it. And they're not any better than me. The only thing that's different is that they did it and they took action. So I have the ability to do that. And so that's my plan. And so I'll kind of get into that in just a second. But I wanted to tell you kind of how I found Annie, because it really is kind of a funny story. It was 3 years ago, almost exactly. And she did a guest blog on a blog that I follow, and several other coaches found her this way too. It's Skinny Meg is the name of the blog. And Annie did a guest post, and I read it, and I probably read it at least 10 times. I would go back to it every day because I was in such a bad place in my job at the moment, and in my personal life, just with myself. And I needed that inspiration. And every day I would go and I would see her story. And I was so attracted to her because she was kind of like me. She had 3 kids, and she's just, a country girl. She grew up on a cattle farm, and she still lives on a cattle farm next to her family. My parents live 3 miles from me. I see them every day. We just had so many similarities. Oh, and I didn't say this about myself, but I'm an animal science major. I got my degree from the University of Arkansas, and I'm an animal science major, and I just love livestock and the outdoors. And so that attracted me, Annie. So I'm thinking, if this country girl Annie can do this, then this country girl Arkansas can do this. So I would read her story over and over. Well, so I reached out to her, and I actually I was assigned to another Beachbody coach other than her, because I had bought Shakeology before, and I liked it, but I just wasn't ready to commit, to the $125 a month at that time. So anyway, followed Annie. She did a summer, it was called Summer Skinnies. And so this was a free group, you guys. So I think that is just proof that even though you think, gosh, those free groups, there's so much work and maybe very little reward, I was the subject of a free group. And I did not buy anything at that time because I already had Turbo Fire and Les Mills pump that I had bought from my other coach. So did that a little bit that summer, not very much. Followed Amy for a year, talking to her off and on via Facebook message. And I just the whole time kept thinking, I think I'm supposed to do this. I think I'm supposed to do this with Amy. And, you know, I just really prayed about it and thought, gosh, because this other person that I was a coach with was a really good friend of mine. And I had worked with her off and on for years, just in kind of with health and my own health and fitness. Well, I just made the decision. I'm going with Annie. This is what I'm supposed to do. I just know it. I didn't look back. I was very honest with my other friend and said, listen, I want to go. I'm going to potentially maybe work this business. And even though I was not in a good place with myself, I thought at some point, I think I want to do this. And I just knew I wanted to be a part of Annie's team. So I told my other friend that. I was very honest. It went well. That's fine. We're still great friends. And I signed up with Annie. And, you know, first I had to get myself right because I'm kind of one of those coaches. I was thinking, well, gosh, you know, I'm not in any place. I was a little bit over 200 pounds. I was in a tight size 16, really in some 18s. And, you know, emotionally, physically not in a good spot. So I'm like, okay, got to get myself out of this rut. I can do this one day at a time. So I, you know, started working with Annie, was in one of her challenge groups, kind of built up. That was in May. Okay, so I signed 2 years ago, May 1st. It's almost exactly 2 years ago to the day. And I thought, so May and June, I kind of dilly-dallied. I did not do what I needed to do. I didn't drink my Shakeology every day. I didn't work out every day. And I thought I need to up my accountability. And so I decided, I got really brave and put myself out there in the Facebook world on July 1st of 2014. And this is kind of where it really began. Because so I just put myself out there. And what I did first, I didn't even say I was a beach party coach. I just said, I need some accountability. It's not enough for me to do it for myself, but I'm going to do it if other people are going to ask me about it. You know, I don't want to say, no, I didn't work out. So I said I committed to so many days per week or per month for that month of July to work out. And so I did that, and I finished my month, and I completed my goal, and I felt like a total badass. And I drank my Shakeology every day, and I was just cruising. I was like, I love this. This is so great. And I had other people that would be like, oh, Dawn, I worked out, or I worked out too, you know. And so then I realized how much fun and the accountability part of the, you know, kind of coaching. So I was kind of indirectly coaching at that point. Then I decided, so then from August 1st on, I started doing just some accountability groups. And then I sold a couple challenge packs here and there. And then I ended up getting some discount coaches, and I became an Emerald coach that fall. And I signed my husband up because I just, again, kind of had in the back of my mind, I just kind of think I want to build this business. You know, never really thought of myself as an entrepreneur at all. So I didn't really know the ropes or even know if I could do it. But I just, you know, kind of had this gut feeling that I could. So signed up my husband, became an Emerald coach. And then from then on, so in the month of 2015, I actually tried to hit Diamond 2 different times. And I did not. So when I was working with Annie, I had a date set, and I didn't hit it. And I was like, man. But I would, you know, I would get a discount coach, and then I would drop a discount coach, then I'd get one, and back and forth. But all this while, I was still working on myself, and I have since lost 30 pounds. And my confidence is, I mean, miles beyond what it was. And I just have total control over my food, and there's no better feeling. I just have not had that in so long. And I love that, and that's what I try to give to people. I don't ever want people to think that food controls them. So that is one of my goals, try to, you know, teach people that and encourage them and just make sure they don't give up on themselves. But so I tried to hit the Diamond. I did not hit it twice. And then it came time, it was fall 2015. And I thought, you know what, I need to go to an event. I need to go to Platinum Edge, which was close to me, kind of, you know, 6 hours away in Dallas. So I signed up. And, oh, wait, you know what, let me backtrack. It was that early, that fall, that first fall that I started in 2014, that I went to a Super Saturday in Little Rock, because Little Rock's about 3 hours from me. And Lauren was there. And you guys, so Annie had told me about her. And you kind of think of these people. I know it's so weird, and I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one that thinks this. You kind of think of them like a celebrity status, because you see them and you see their inspiration they give, and you're like, are they real? I mean, really, is this a real person? I mean, I think it's easy to think that. But so I was so nervous to meet Lauren. And so we were at a hotel, and I was there early, and she walks in, you guys, and she immediately looks at me. We make eye contact. I'm kind of standing there because I'm kind of waiting for her to come in because I'm still really excited even though I'm nervous. And she goes, Dawn, you're Annie's coach. And she gave me a hug, and I'm a huge hugger, so I absolutely loved that. And she was like, oh, it's so nice to meet you. Annie, tell me about you, da-da-da-da-da. So we chatted. And then even later when it was time for lunch, Lauren, I'll just never forget this. It meant so much to me. I'm sorry. Lauren, she came over and she sat down, and I was actually just really starting my journey, you know what I mean? And I really thought that I wanted to do this business, but I still just wasn't sure if I could. And this was my first time to really meet some Beachbody coaches, and Lauren came over during the lunch hour, and she sat down next to me, and she just said, Dawn, tell me your story. I want to know your story. I want to know about you. And she just sat there and just listened the whole time and asked me questions and engaged. And, it really meant a lot to me. But I think that was really the first time that I just put, the business, the name, the company, the community, and had a face to it. And it was just, she was so genuine and so kind and so encouraging. And, I'll just never, ever forget that moment. So thank you, Lauren, for that. And you probably never realized that you impacted me that way. And I think also that is something that gave me the drive. I want to impact someone like she did me in my life. So anyway, okay, so I'm sorry, I forgot that part. That was a really important piece here. So anyway, so then I decided I was going to go to Platinum Edge. So I registered for that in Dallas, and I thought, this is big. I'm spending this money. I'm spending this time. It's a whole weekend away from my kids all by myself. I mean, I never do this. And I went and I met, so many amazing people that are a lot of personally sponsored coaches of Annie's, and people came from North Dakota, people came from Illinois, people came from Colorado, just all over. And they are just some of the most awesome ladies. And I absolutely love that. And I think it was also, again, these events and meeting these people and just seeing the realness of them, it just fires you up. And you're just like, wow, I can do this. And so it was after I left Platinum Edge at the middle of November that I came back, and I'm like, okay, I want to do this. So I built up some momentum in December. I formed like crazy person in December because I knew that would make the difference in January and February, and it did. And in January, I hit SC, I think it was like 12 or 14, and I advanced to Ruby rank, and I advanced to Diamond rank, and I have not looked back. I am still Diamond. I'm still growing my team, and I'm loving every minute of it, and I just know this is exactly what I'm supposed to do. So then comes to April 9th. This was the day, it was April 5th. April 9th is when I signed one of my coaches just recently that's on fire. But on Tuesday, April 5th, I had decided that I needed to tell my boss that I, at some point, was going to go part-time or just quit my job because, I needed to give myself a little deadline, and I needed to tell her because I wanted to be able to stay on Facebook because, y'all, this whole 22 months, every day I show up on Facebook. Every morning I'm doing my workout. I'm trying to provide inspiration to people. But in order to really recruit, I felt like I needed to tell my boss, kind of where I was going because I didn't feel right, because she's my friend and she follows me on Facebook, and I didn't want her to be like, well, what's Dawn doing? I just wanted to be upfront. So I just put it out there, and I told her, and it went great. And ever since then, I just feel like this. I left that meeting, and I was like, wow, that's exactly what I was supposed to do. I was terrified, you guys. Terrified. Like, can you imagine? I have this really great job, and I make enough money to help support my family. And I just said, listen, I think I'm going to be leaving this job in the next couple of years, and I just want to be upfront with you and let you be aware. And I just felt such a sense of like relief. Like I just knew that that was what I was supposed to do, and I made the right choice, and that's a great feeling. So anyway, so I want to go into, so that's kind of my story in a nutshell, but I want to hit some action points because I want you guys to know, what are some things that you can do, and so that you can hit some goals too. And my first action item, you guys, and this is the most important thing. If you do not take anything away from my call, please listen to this. You have to be you. And I know people say this over and over, but I don't know if you really take it to heart, but it is so important. Like when I found Annie, she shared her story about Ollie. She shared her story about being on public aid, just her realness and her honesty. I was on public aid at one point in my life and on Medicaid, and I was on WIC, and I was like, so that hit home to me. And so if you share that story, that's going to inspire someone that's just like that. And, there are so many supplement companies, nutrition companies out there, and, they're probably fine. I don't know much about them. I love Shakeology. That's all I know. But the one thing that you have that other people don't have is you. And I love more than anything how if you look at any Beachbody coach, they are sharing inspiration every day. They are just, telling you to get up and get after it and, face those fears and punch that self-doubt. I don't know any other supplement company, nutrition company that their, consultants, representatives, whatever you want to call them, coaches, do that. I haven't seen one, but we do. And I think that is amazing. And you know what? So you need to get that out there. You need to share you and be completely authentic, because I promise you there is someone out there that needs you. So please, please, please don't be afraid to do that. And I think it evolves over time. I know I definitely have. I am not the same person I was 2 years ago. I'm much, much braver and much more real and much more honest. And just because I've gained more confidence over time, and so I'm able to share myself more. So please make sure you do that, because that is what's going to get people to be on your team, because they want to be associated with you because you're so awesome. But you have to share it with them or they won't know how awesome you are. And my next action item is, this has been a game changer for me too, is every time I get ready to, make some invites or reach out, I have to check my ego at the door, because I think it's so easy to get wrapped up in, oh, I'm scared to death. Oh, what are they going to think of me? Oh, they're going to think I'm trying to sell them something. You guys, we have the best products on the market. Shakeology, hands down. Do your research and you will know without a doubt how awesome it is. And you guys, being able to give a working mom the ability to exercise and work out from home, you guys, that is priceless. You guys, people tell me all the time, oh, I'm so busy, I can't do this, I can't do that. Well, I'm telling you, if me, this full-time working mother of 3 pig farmer, can get up and exercise, build a business, lose 30 pounds, anybody can. I will get in a busy competition with you anytime. And so, I can bust that myth. I don't have time, that excuse out the door, because I don't have time for that either. And I want to help you get healthy, and I want to show you how you can build this into the nooks and crannies of your life. And so being able to share the ability to work out from home, have a quality meal. Y'all, I had Shakeology from dinner. I came in from the pig barn at 8:15. I hadn't had dinner. I'm like, just going to drink a Shakeology. I'm totally satisfied, and there's my dinner. I don't have to worry about it. It's just cake. You have to share that with people, and you should want to. But so what I'm trying to tell you is, check your ego at the door. This isn't about you. This is what you have to offer to the people that you are serving and to your potential, to your friends. You want to share this with them. So make this about them. How can I help them? And listen, if they're not interested, it's fine. It's not a big deal. You've offered, and I promise you they'll come back around later. And if not, they are watching you. They're watching your every move because they're like, wow. And then eventually they'll come around and they'll want what you have. So keep sharing. Don't worry about, just, it's not about you. Help the other people. And my final action item, you guys, is, it sounds so cliche, but y'all, it's my motto, and it is, you just can never, ever, ever give up. I don't care how slow you go. I don't care how long it takes you to figure this out, but you cannot quit. There are people counting on you. There are people that need these products. There are people that need your inspiration, your help. You guys, think about the people that don't have anybody. Look at this awesome network that we have of people that build each other. We build each other up every day. How amazing is that? So many people don't have that in their life. And it is our duty, is our God-given gift that we have to reach out and help people. And you cannot quit. You cannot leave that behind. You have to at least know that you shared it. And if someone isn't interested, then, that's on them. They don't have to. We're not everyone's going to jump on our bus, and that's all right. But the ones that need us and the ones that are ready and willing, you have to do it. And I kind of think about where I was 2 years ago and how my life has changed since Beachbody. Obviously, I feel physically, a gazillion times better. Most mornings I literally hop up at 5 o'clock because I have so much energy and I feel so good after I exercise. I've been able to provide my family with several $100s extra each month. And, that is just a godsend. I'm just so elated, so thankful for that. It just helps me, pay my bills. And that's just what I'm trying to do right now. I'm not, gosh, I'd love to be a millionaire, and I obviously think I can. But that's not even on my agenda right now. I'm just trying to make a few extra bucks, and I'm doing it. I'm helping a lot of people, and they need it, and I need it, and it's helping me. And, my confidence, I just think about where I was and where I am now, and I would not be where I was if it wasn't for Annie being so brave and putting herself out there. And I'm just so thankful for that. And I want to be that for somebody. And so that's why I keep pressing and keep reaching out and keep being that 5 o'clock face, 5 a.m. crew on Facebook, saying, people, I'm in the game and I want you in the game with me. So that's it. That's my action item. What else do you want from me, Annie?
That is awesome, Dawn. Thank you so much for sharing. Is my internet working okay? It's storming here, so can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, okay. I couldn't tell it because my internet is unstable. That was fantastic. Thank you so much, Dawn, for sharing. You guys, she said she had a fear of public speaking, and you guys don't know, like, it used to be an extreme fear. So this is a huge, huge thing for Dawn to get on here and just kind of pour her heart out to you guys. But I hope you wrote down her action point to be you, to keep sharing and check your ego at the door, and to never give up, which I think are huge action points for everybody to remind themselves of what we're doing and why we're doing it, and great takeaways for you guys to apply. I have seen Dawn just transform, and you guys, it truly started with her fitness. I remember when Dawn started that month of setting a goal of how many days she was going to work out, and it was so cool to watch her do it, because she was so consistent that people would start asking for her workouts, or they were looking for her consistency. Like, they needed her to show it to them every day because she was inspiring them so much. And that's really how it starts, is, working on what you can control, working on yourself, and then paying that forward to other people in the process. You have anything, Lauren, to say? You usually have better questions.
No, I don't have any questions for you, Dawn. Thank you for your sweet shout out to me, and I definitely remember that day very clearly. I was just excited that Annie had an Arkansas coach, because I was there in Little Rock. It was so fun to say, like, one of my team have somebody there, because that's just, it's fun to grow the local team. So It was great to meet you that day, and I was looking for you. And at that point, Annie was in the midst of really pushing towards elite and pushing towards big things in her business. So of course I wanted to help her in any way I could. And one of those things is digging deep in your business and helping your downlines coaches. And so I'm just so happy that you were that person. Very cool.
Me too.
I was listening to some of the stuff that you said, some of the things that stuck out to me that, you weren't necessarily your main points, but the things that stuck out was that in the beginning, you followed Annie for an entire year and were inspired by her before you ever decided to switch to her team and work with her, which to me, those things stick out in my mind because I know we have a lot of coaches that listen into these calls that feel like they're not being effective. But, if Annie would have quit in 2013 or said, oh man, just people aren't listening to me, or 2012 even, and would have said like, oh, people don't care. People like Dawn may never have had this opportunity because Annie stuck with it. Even if some people didn't come around, she didn't know who was listening or who was watching her. And I think that's such a good takeaway for your prospects right now, maybe a Dawn at the very beginning of their journey that just they're not quite ready, but they're still watching you. And I think pretty much any diamond on here or any person who's been in the business for a year or more can tell you they've had people come to them and say, I've been watching you for 6 months, or I've been watching you for a year, or I have people that come to me and say, I've been watching you for 5 years still. And finally today they're ready. But it's only because I have stayed true. And, Dawn is doing the same thing now. Annie did the same thing. So just to encourage you, when she said never, ever give up, look at her own story. And then the second thing was that she worked on herself first. It was the first thing that she did when she decided to take this business seriously, is she worked on herself. I think that's such a great takeaway as well, because it shows you, like, you take care of the first thing that you can control, which is you and the action that you can take. And if you're feeling like, I don't know what I have to offer, I don't know what I have to give as a coach, I want to be good at this, the very first and best thing you can do is take care of your own personal journey. Do your workouts, drink your shake, do your personal development, work on you so that you have something to give. And that to me is such a huge takeaway as well. So thank you, Dawn. Loved it.
No, thank you. Thank you. I love sharing. Thank you, guys.
Does anybody have any questions for Dawn before we hop off? A lot of people saying great, sweet things about you, Dawn. I know you can't see it, but people telling you how much your passionate message touched them and they cried along with you. So, rocked it, touched their heart. Yeah, great comments from people. So inspiring call, really good points,
guys.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I do just want to say, I think about, Lauren, what you said and about how, like, what if Annie would have quit? I have followed a lot of, I still follow a lot of Beachbody coaches, top coaches. And, even though I think they're great, I'm so inspired by them, and I kind of watch how they share their message so I can, get some ideas when I need it. But, I never ever regret signing up with Annie. Like, I just know that that's what I was supposed to do. And I just think, like you said, like, what if Annie would have quit? My life would be completely different. I mean, I might not be where I am today, making $500 and $600 a month and down 30 pounds. I just think about that. And I'm just so thankful that, that she just put herself out there. And, whenever people are having doubts, I just want you to think about that and just don't even worry about you anymore. Just think about those people that need you, that you can help, just like I needed Annie at the right time. And she was just right there when I needed her. And, I'm just forever grateful. And I just want other people to remember that if you ever think about quitting, you can't quit, because there's some reason that you're here right now, listening to this call right now, or listening to the recording, because it's right where you're supposed to be, getting up that, that gumption and facing that fear and getting ready with your message to share to others to help people. So that's it. I just want to leave y'all with that.
Awesome. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, everyone, for jumping on, and make sure you share the recording with your team or with your success partners if you have them in your new coach training, so everyone can hear Dawn's story as well. So we'll see you guys next Monday night. Everyone have a good evening.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you, Dawn.
Thank you, Annie.